Hello and welcome back to our study of Peninei Halacha, the teachings of Rabbi Eliezer Malamed, Shlita. Here we are, Sof Shavua, Erev Shabbos Kodesh, Parshas Ki Savo, and as we say in the Gemara that we read Ki Savo now, always before Rosh Hashanah, not immediately before, but a little bit before Rosh Hashanah, and we have the Tochacha that we say, Tichle Shana V'Kilo Seha, may the year and all of its curses end. And believe you me, we cannot wait for it to end soon enough. And hopefully the new year and all of its brachos should begin. But we continue davening for Chalei Tzva Gana Yisrael, Refuah Shalem L'Chol Petzua Yisrael, safe return of our hostages, and we dedicate our learning Le'ilei Nishmat Seren Daniel Shem Ben Rav Doron Vasheli, Hashem Yakum Damo. The next chapter, Ha'olah Brachas HaTorah. Limrosh Shekol Adam Mevarech Baboker is Brachas HaTorah. Even though everyone, when you wake up in the morning, you say what's called Brachas HaTorah, the blessings on Torah, nonetheless, even if you receive an Aliyah, you still recite Birchas HaTorah again, Asher Bachar Banu, Asher Nas Lanu, etc. Because this is to establish in the heart of every single person who has an Aliyah, and also those who are listening, the godly source of the Torah. Initially, it was that only the person who had the first Aliyah would make the first bracha, and the last person who had the last Aliyah made the ending bracha. So the first person who had an Aliyah would make the bracha before laning. Then everyone else would go up without a blessing. And then when they finished the laning, the last person who had the last Aliyah, as I mentioned, would have the closing bracha. So it was only two brachas made in all. One before and one after. So after time, Chachamim instituted that every single person who had an Aliyah would make a bracha both before and after. And this was a gezerah. It was instituted because we're worried about those who are coming in and those who are going out. What does that mean? Maybe somebody came late to shul, or they had to go out for some reason, and they come in the middle of Torah reading, and they would miss, if there was only a bracha made at the beginning one time, then they would miss that. And they would think, oh, they're reading Torah, nobody makes a bracha beforehand. So therefore it was instituted that every Ola makes a bracha before he reads. And worried that also somebody might leave in the middle of laning. And they would say, okay, if I left after Chamishi and there was no bracha afterwards, they'll think, wait, they don't make a blessing after we read Torah, so therefore, and therefore everyone makes a bracha after the Aliyah. So if you're leaving after Aliyah, you would hear the bracha afterwards. This is all based on the Gemara Megillah on Daf Chaf Aleph. Mikan Efshar Lilmod Ad Kama Chashuva Berachas HaTorah. So we can learn from here how important the blessing over the Torah is. Because every single person having an Aliyah makes it before and after. It's so important that we don't want even that we should come that some person would think that they don't make a blessing before or after the reading of Torah. While the Torah is being read, if you're the Ola, if you're having an Aliyah, so you should read silently with the Balkarei, word for word. Since you're the one that made the bracha on the Torah, because what are you making a bracha on? You're making a bracha on the reading, so you should actually read it. So if you have the capability to do so, you should read along, mila b'mila, word for word. And just a note, in deference to our Bali Kriya, when we say balachash, it really means quietly. Sometimes people like to read it so whispering loudly that it distracts the Bal Kriya. Some people, when they whisper, they talk louder than most people talk, so just keep that in mind if you're going to say it mila b'mila, to really do it silently so as not to distract the Bal Kriya. B'shas adchak, in a case of great need, ma'alam l'torgam adam she'eni yodei l'klal l'gro shehu iver. So let's say someone doesn't know how to read or someone can't see. Someone is literally blind, so he says you're allowed to call them for an Aliyah. Even though the Shulchan Aruch writes that you shouldn't call someone to the Torah that does not know how to read the words. Nevertheless, Haramah Pasak Adasa Makilim, the Ramah, which we follow in the Minhag Ashkenaz, is lenient in this matter. Even in Sephardic communities, they are also lenient in this matter, and they will call people that don't know how to read word for word. So one shouldn't be apprehensive about this if you have an Aliyah. A lot of people don't like to take Aliyahs. A lot of people want Aliyahs, but a lot of people are hesitant, and maybe this is the reason why, but it shouldn't be a hindrance, as we see from the Psak of the Ramah. But in any event, this brings us to the end of another week of learning. We thank you so much for joining us. Wishing everybody a peaceful and restful Shabbos. Please continue davening for Chalei Tzvah G'nai Yisrael. For Shalom L'chol Petzui, so a safe return of our hostages. Dedicating our learning, Lili Nishmat, Sarah and Daniel Shemin, and Rav Durham Misheli, Hashem Yikon Damo. Again, Shabbat Shalom, everyone. We'll see you here next week. Mertz Hashem. Have a great day.